Hi, everyone. I hope you all enjoyed your weekend. So I was happy to see from the group project plans at the end of this last week that the groups have been getting a good start with collaboration and planning approaches to collaboration and communication. So this week, groups will be getting started with drafting a section of the proposal together. So first, of course, remember to reply to classmates on last week's discussion in which you analyzed a sample problem or need statement and began some planning of your own problem need statement. That is the section. And of course, when you respond to your classmates, I do strongly recommend starting by responding to members of your own group. That way your group can actually use these discussions to continue collaboration as you work out your own group's section of the grant proposal. So if you do look ahead, you will see that our future discussions in which you will be analyzing a sample section of a proposal and then plan out your own, they're all very similar in structure to last week's discussion. And this is not only to help give some consistency to our approach to this part of the class, but it's also meant to help groups to collaborate. So for instance, by each member of the group needing to plan out the section in their post, it helps to make sure that each member of the group is giving some contribution to the grant proposal process. And then, of course, the groups can prepare its draft of that section, starting with what each group member prepared in the planning post. So then, of course, after you have those replies posted for Wednesday of this week, a rough draft of your own problem need section will be due on Canvas. Now, of course, most of you are working in groups, so this means that you and your group members will need to be collaborating on writing that draft. And then just one member of the group will need to submit the draft. But also, of course, make sure you do include the names of any other group members with your submission. So also make sure you all agree which one of you is going to submit it. So those of you who are doing a solo project will also need to submit, of course, a draft of your problem or need section. And we do have this set up as a discussion board so that everyone in the class can see all of the drafts. And I think that you will find it helpful to see how others are approaching that section of the grant proposal, even if they're focusing on a different program or are working with a different community partner. So even though only one member of each group will be submitting the group's draft, each member of the group will then need to complete reviews for others in the class. So I have some specific instructions for what you should address in your peer reviews, including how many sentences you should be writing at a minimum for each part of the peer review. And we'll be taking a very similar approach with peer reviews on future sections of the grant proposal as well. So I do hope that the predictability of the next month or so as we work on the drafts will be helpful for everybody. And of course, then your replies to your classmates' drafts will then be due by Thursday night. So then on Friday, we will start Module 5, which focuses on the program narrative and objectives of the grant proposal. And of course, on our lessons material page, I do have a short mini lecture there for you to read through, and then our list of readings that you will be needing to complete. And in particular, you'll be reading Lesson 8 and Lesson 9 from our textbook, The Only Grant Writing Book You'll Ever Need. And then once you get through all of those, you will need to, of course, explicitly reference our class readings in Friday's discussion activity. And similar to last week's discussion, we'll be analyzing a sample and then plan your own. So for some of the samples that we look at, you will notice that we have them in the context of the entire grant proposal sample, and I can use some of the same ones each week. So I hope that you'll find it helpful to be considering individual sections of the same proposals from week to week so you can get a sense of the entire proposal. And of course, replies to classmates for that discussion will then be due next Monday. So now that you are starting to write sections of the grant proposal, you'll also need to do additional research with your group. So as addressed in our class materials, some sections of a grant proposal will include additional research, such as statistics, data, examples, things like that. Make sure, of course, that you are citing any sources that you use. And also remember that our library resources page can also be very helpful for you with such additional research. But you'll also probably find that you need information that our community partner will need to give you. So if you need more information from the community partner, have questions, need clarification, a representative of your group can contact our community partner. And I know many of your groups have already decided who that will be in your group. So remember, of course, that we have a page on Canvas with our community partners' contact information. And of course, I also have put the link to that page in the left-hand Canvas toolbar to make it easy to find. But if you don't look there, you'll find it in Module 1, I believe. So, of course, also feel free to carbon copy me onto any messages to the community partner or check with me about questions that you have for them. And meanwhile, I am also sending another update to our community partner about our groups, and so that they're always aware of what we're doing and what we're working on and how many groups there are. And as they get any additional documents to me, of course, that are relating to the programs many of you are working on, I will also be posting those to our community partner Canvas page. And of course, I do expect to have more such documents to post there very soon. All right, so finally, just one last note. So we are, of course, now about at the halfway point of the semester. And so by this point, I do hope that you've gotten a good sense of the course, what works for you, what might not be working for you. And of course, I'm always looking for feedback on what is and is not working, as well as any suggestions that you might have to improve the course. And of course, this is especially helpful since this is also the first time that this online version of the course is being offered. So as you might have noticed, sometimes we run into a few things that need to be adjusted further for future sections of the class. So I really do appreciate your help with that in any feedback you give me. So I have created, therefore, a mid-course anonymous survey that I hope that you will take a few minutes to complete. It should be showing up for you at the end of Module 4 with a due date of Wednesday, October 16th. And the anonymous survey just consists of 3 open-ended questions about your learning in the class. So hopefully that can be pretty quick to complete as well. And it is completely optional. It's not worth any points, but I do appreciate you taking a few minutes to complete it. So as you do, of course, get working this week on the grant proposal, let me know if you have any questions.